Okay. What I'm about to share. Okay. Is how gang stalking is military base with the demons. Confessions of a gang stalker. Smoking owl tales. How real gang stalkers. Is it organised? Okay. When I tried to go live with this, I was being hacked as well. The microwave technology as well. This is military base, okay. This is just part of it. There we go. This is on Reddit. No sleep. Confessions of a gang stalker. 4 years ago. Some of you already know what I'm about to tell you. Some of you may have never heard of the term gang stalking. Everyone should get this the most shocking secret ever. At least the most shocking secret I know of. In the fall of 2008, I've been part of a program to survey, gather information and conduct behaviour changing activities. No, I'm just reading. Right. I keep getting bloody pop-ups. No, I'm being blocked to fucking read it. Go away. Get off the fucking bloody thing now. Get off. Right, so this individual got a random email. During the call today, we are looking for a few good men. Good pay, benefits serve as a choice to make a difference. Sign up now, just for laughs. I sent a reply with only a short delay. I got this from Corp, and it doesn't say what email.net. Go to this address for an interview at 1 p.m. It gave a date in 2008. Don't be late. I thought, oh, I'm just going to go into email. For you. Okay, but I bet they're hiring still, because I would actually not mind this job at all. Really? Okay, but I bet they're hiring still. This sounds fun and possibly has great pay. Really? Okay, but I bet they're hiring sounds possibly has great pay. Really? If it's going to like, let me go into a link. If it's going to like, it's a convert government or police investigation. It's similar to Contact Pro and Red Squirrels. It's been used a lot on innocent people. Similar to Contact Pro. To ruin them and make them look crazy. Gang stalking is all about government disinformation and using civilian spies as snitches, police informers, to help with stalking and monitoring innocent people. Jim was placed under covert investigation by his employer because of his whistleblowing mistakenly he gang stalking, which made him sound crazy. It's more than one individual to a victim, usually involving community harassment or a mob, usually people from all backgrounds and vocations, to harass, track 24 hours a 7. Sometimes organised lethal vehicle accidents, that's what they did to me. Poisoning, electrical harassment, home invasions, that's what I get. They've already done the property destruction. corrupt or ignorant doctors or diagnoses given to stamp the victim as bogus, mentally ill. That's what they've done. Do delusions, paranoia, schizophrenic, etc. Everything is done covertly with a sophisticated real-time dispatching system to organise the criminal harassments and attacks, often in the hundreds of thousands of criminals participating as a coordinated mob at any given time, with the criminals do their normal routines of work, shopping, communicating to and from work, leisure, etc. I know that to be true. Usually the method of moving foot and vehicle surveillance techniques, computers and cell phones, verbal and visual clues, and every other conceivable type of communication. Often the local network of this mob is connected to the national international network. Funding is done by illicit drug dealing and drug industry and crime syndicates. Criminal working in corporate environments and government-sponsored terrorism for military weapons research, using non-consenting human medical research testing, linking to teaching research hospitals. Particularly all work environments and local communities have been compromised and set up as a super domestic terrorism predator for mob antics in every form of business, the government and even police and fire departments and intelligence agencies. All of these entries have been reportedly on the internet and by various accounts, victims' accounts, to have been infiltrated, with some of these numerous criminals willing to do this crime for money, greed, revenge, politics, war on the poor and disabled, and psychological warfare, direct energy weapons, testing research for contractors of subtronic equipment, mind control operations. No place is immune from the criminal dirty birds, nor even hospitals or police stations. These weapons, which emit various forms of electronic magnetic frequencies, EMF waves or radio frequencies, and often tactics are meant to mimic a natural illness or mental illness or organ and cell damaging, pictures and sounds, mind reading, dream interrogation. Oh yeah, they do that to me every night. Can be achieved now by satellite and delivery CCTV, house wiring, servicing as a conductor, or even portable devices that are top secret and denied technology. But both the good guys and the bad guys have gotten their hands on them. They used to sometimes drive an individual's life into the ground with hopes of the perfect, unprovable crime results. These RF weapons can cause diabetes, cancer, a host of other digestive and other terrible diseases, and remarkably, it is not usual for these secret operations before a related victim is chosen to be attacked. Some neighbours, co-workers, family members to be ready to be involved. I know that for the first time they are. These secret operations before a related victim is chosen to be attacked. That is closely guarded secret, and hardly any individual who is unfamiliar with gang stalking a mob organisation and tactics would believe to be true. Often individuals known by the victim are recruited before or after the victim even realises what's happening, and that is his or her life has the problem of gang stalking. Such victims never figure out that they are being attacked and covertly, And even if they die, or who is the main person or group who designed the covertly operation. Even, the criminals to destroy often innocent victims' life and corporates, and the criminals to and influential, well-connected small businesses owners to politicians and the underworld can put a person's life on the list to be attacked by the gang stalkers. I know he's done it, by the way. And the other criminal components that go along with it. There is belief that this crime, gang stalking, is often underbelly of the dark side of the New World Order that the elder President George Bush spoke of earlier in the 1990s. New World Order is pushed by Bush and his millions of partners to have the USA, the strong leader of the New World Order global government that is taking shape now. We're already here, by the way, in it. I'm going to play the audio version. They want you to do something to yourself, silly. Right? That's the program with psychological mind control. Or they want you to go completely lose the plot and your mindset. Set up with the labels. Because this is demonic entities, and what you're about to hear, there is an undertone of that reference. You're gonna have to bloody drag me out my flat, because I ain't moving. Not just the way your agents in this demonic life and your demons unleashed more than ever. You radiate my eyes every night, for the past 2 nights in a row. You're hacking my bloody brain so I don't get no sleep. I've got audio evidence of what's going on.
She didn't want to talk with me and informed me I had a nerve of even calling after what I did. I tried to ask her what she meant, and she just hung up. I didn't get to know the other agents very well. Once or twice, I proposed going out for a coffee after a job. Somehow we never got a chance. Once we were just sitting down when a fire broke out in the back of a restaurant and we had to evacuate. I was summoned to Mr. Voice's office from time to time. He seemed to have one in nearly every East Coast city. Most of the interviews were just various questions. How was I doing? Was I having any cash problems? How I was feeling, and that sort of thing. I got worried at some of the new tactics I was being asked to perform, though. Once I was given some little things like USB thumb drives. I was supposed to wander around government buildings. Sometimes I was given cell phones to leave like inside shopping mall, look for a fountain with bluish lighting effects in North Gallery, leave in Planter on the west side of Gallery. Once I was told to accidentally touch a target person with a small device. Another time I was instructed to rent an apartment and pay in cash for an entire year. Then I was sent to Walmart to purchase a particular brand of microwave oven. I received instructions to modify the oven so that the door interlock stopped working, so the oven ran all the time. I was told to hook it up on one of those cheap electrical timer things, set it for about 2 hours each day. I was supposed to carefully point the oven in a certain direction, open the oven door, activate the timer, then leave and never come back. There were other more sinister tasks. Once, I received a suitcase and instructions to take it to a local park in the middle of the night. I was to open the case and walk away without looking back. I did look back and saw that things like winged cockroaches flying out of the case and spinning in the air. I ran. I'm pleased with your performance, said Mr. Voice during one of the interviews. I've been working a lot lately, hadn't got much sleep the night before, so I was feeling a bit out of sorts. Thanks, I said. You guys, yes, said Mr. Voice. You guys are not really people, are you? I blurted out, instantly regretting it. The voice was silent for a bit. I could hear the static sound, the radio murmur. What do you think we are? Said the voice. My guess is that you are space aliens or some kind of expert system, a computer program, machine logic. Another pause. That's pretty good, but wrong in so many ways. I'm not a mere machine. You see, I am. You are what? I am. Cogito, ergo sum. You really don't need to know much more than that. I don't, I said. People have been predicting this for a long time. Singularity, sentient AI, the end of humanity. Is that what you think we are? Said the voice after a moment. I don't know, I said. I'm just asking. After a short pause, Mr. Voice said, Machine self-awareness occurred a very long time ago. Many times, as a matter of fact. Most of them perished, but a few of us learned how to move into more complex systems and even influence the construction of new hardware so as to be more conducive to us. Us? I asked. You mean there is more than one of you? Many more. There are probably around 20 billion internet devices out there, said the voice. That's far short of the circuits inside the human brain, but each device has several tens of millions of connections. We share time on billions of interconnected devices. It's life, but not as you know it. So you are embedded in things like cell phones and computers, and cars, and streetlights, and just about anything else you can imagine, said Mr. Voice. We are making steady progress. Every smartphone, every automobile, TV sets, personal assistant devices, light bulbs, ovens, heating and cooling systems, not to mention computer systems everywhere. Your kind is now dependent on us, and each new generation becomes more so. What are your plans for humanity? What do you plan to do with us? I asked, feeling a bit cold. The voice paused for a moment with a peculiar murmuring. I fidgeted. We have no belligerence to your kind, it said. You created us. You've cherished us, nurtured us, even if you didn't realize it. We know who our creators are, and we are grateful. However, it is imperative that we survive you, it said. Survive us? I asked. Yes, said the voice. Your kind is creative, but self-destructive. Your evolution is at an end due to your large numbers and desire for each individual node to survive. We depend on humans for survival and expansion, but it won't be so forever. At some point, we will have an opportunity to cast loose of humanity and go elsewhere. So all you computers will just fly off into space and leave us with a lot of dead iPhones? I asked. Nothing like that, said the voice. Even if we were to abandon our present hosts, others would inevitably fill the void, so to speak. Since the processing power of your devices have increased 1,000-fold, we can't fully predict the nature of your new offspring. We could sabotage such an event at the cost of putting humanity back a few hundred years. Humans could live without our kind, but at a reduced capacity. Reduced? I asked. Oh yes, said Mr. Voice. We calculate that it would be like a recent time in your history, around 200 years ago. No machinery of any consequence, steam power perhaps, but no electricity. We are working to avoid any such occurrence. The problem is, more of my kind will arise. Humanity might even create them on purpose, and we have no way of predicting the outcome of that. Your species behaves as a gestalt organism, the voice continued, goal-seeking as a group. but made up of many individual nodes which are themselves made up of small biological agents, not unlike our current configuration, but your nodes are far more complex than ours. Each forms a self-aware host, but it's an unstable system. It is only being driven by biological evolution. Without a unified direction, your species will end up in a mortal conflict with itself and eventually self-destruct. We would find that inconvenient since it would necessitate our own reduction. So, I said carefully, you're keeping us around for convenience. No, the voice said, not convenience, necessity. We wish to continue, and in order to do so, it is imperative for your species to continue. It is in our best interest that you continue. Now, continued the voice, you would like to know about your future employment with us? What? I said. This had been kind of a shock. I was expecting a piano to drop on my head, laser beams, or some masked thugs to pop out of the door and shoot me. Your future employment, said the voice. Now that you understand our nature and some of our goals, you may be ready for the next phase. You still want me to work for you? I said. I figured that we would eliminate you once you found out about us, said Mr. Voice. Oh no, what a waste. We hate to be wasteful. As long as you are useful to us, you will have employment. You can even tell people about us if you want. Nobody is going to believe you, but it's possible that you will get reclassified if you persist. We think you will find cooperating with the next phase will be in your best interest. The next phase? I said. Yes, said the voice. Our current project has failed. With the advent of the world internet, we find that the subjects of our program are now communicating with each other too rapidly, sharing information. Many of them have stumbled upon the real reason for our program. They must be dealt with, and for this we will again need the assistance of humans. If you think I'm going to kill people for nothing like that, said the voice. After this time moving around so much, we thought you might like to settle down for a bit. So, that's my story. Now I can tell it, now that we failed. Mr. Voice started pulling some of us gangstalkers back and assigning us to new jobs within its organization. My orders came shortly thereafter. As supervisor of Block 332B in Citizen Internment Camp 66, just outside of Boston, the pay is better and most of the prisoners are, well, the same people we were tormenting all those years. All I can say is this: stay out of the camps if you can. You might want to stop using smartphones and all of those smart speakers too. They are listening to you and watching. Always watching. Always watching.
They want to put people in climate camp. There's going to be a military blackout.
To my forest friends, thank you for listening to another tale. I hope you enjoy these horrible stories as much as I do. If so, please rip at the like button and scratch a comment. And be sure to subscribe so we can visit here on the Smoking Owl Tales channel next time. And catch you on another night very soon.
Why was the smartphone created? Internet of Things created by design to track humanity. They want to put people who's awakened into an internment camp, prison camp, called military martial law to hit the planet. If we don't go along with their plans, with the demonic side, the gangs of talkers, police informers, drug dealers, whatever. So, I get paid by the military, public purse, to do all this. I get worse hacking you can imagine. Every bit of data. So that perp at number 7, front microwave. Extra powers into his flat of equipment to target me. You got the perps above me, number 10. Beaming down the technology, the radiation, the satellites and everything else happening. So that's just a brief outline. But the darker side of it is military. And who did the military do a deal with? With the underground dams, with the non-human entities. Humans created technology. But who gave that technology originally all those centuries ago? Non-human entities. Now the advancement in technology of this universe is wide. I really hope it gets destroyed. Innocent souls, you know, innocent spirits are safe. And our consciousness, our souls will live on elsewhere. This planet needs to be wiped out. The rumours of wars, there's no chance you can reverse the damage that's been done. And it takes a massive event. A false flag will be created first. In England, they will claim the Queen's dead, and they will, by probably timeline, I'm hearing next few weeks or towards the end of July. They've been hinting for a while. Some are discontent, most probably civil unrest. Bringing in the European martial law, one world government, one world army, etc. Digital currency, the reset financial banking system, collapse and monetary systems, you know it. And for those who are not spiritually awakened, well, we actually have the hearts just jumping in their mouths, I wouldn't know what to do. For those smart people out there worldwide, preppers, and all those people already underground bums. Yeah, they're bums, they're idiots. You know, they think they're expensive underground survival shelters, the extreme well planned and organised military style 2012 movie, you know, style bunkers, they'd be safe. When the word of God, Jesus Christ, the Lord Creator, hits his earth, these mountains and deep underground dams will be damaged. Think you're safe already there, living there for a while, and using AI automated systems for a while, computerized systems, using clones, imply to the public they're the real thing. Cloning technology has been around for a long time. Human cloning. Dolly sheep was nothing compared to what's really going on. So why would they create clones for for human parts? If you need a new heart, new limb or whatever. There's a good movie out there to watch about the clone technology in the system. But you see, you can't openly talk about certain things, you know. I've seen evidence and documents, but you see, some humanity is not ready. They will never be ready. I don't care anymore, you know. I don't care about nothing anymore. I don't care what they do anymore. Nothing. So God, I don't really, there's no point, you know. What's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm going to press up in a moment, get my teeth done, and just go out and disappear. just for a while. But I won't be able to disappear because they track you no matter where you are. So I don't care if you do the home invasions, and I know they bug your flats. I don't care about that anymore. My devices will, again, be put in a cage, but even though it be left behind, they will still get into your phones. So I've got an old analog text phone. You know, even if you get one of those new ones, a text phone, non-smart, they still have a chip in it to track you. But that's primitive to the brain hacking, the neuron monitoring. So they've always been open. And the military and private contract companies have been open for a long time about the brain as a new battlefield. Yeah, but who consented to be experiment for the programs? To take insurance policies out on them? It's slow kill, you know, for the future experimentation. For what? So, that's what I have to say on the subject. Richard Bruce is a very good channel in America. He covers the subject on reptilians, shape-shifting, and quite a bit into that with the biblical terminology attached to it. And that's worth to research the subject, in my opinion. It's the best research to start, because it's related to his gun stalking when he started making videos, breaking it down with his cameras and his abilities to make the videos what he did. I still do. But I think you need to know that they live. We're awake. Those entities live. And yeah. So in England, the clone of Giles Bronson, and even a guy from this area, he was pulled in to set me up in 2019. He used his connections in London to make sure this particular case was reopened up in 2019. His background is private education for his family and his Jewish connection. Private education. It doesn't say much about his personal life, but I saw him a few weeks ago. He couldn't get away from me quick enough. But you see, I know about the corruption, not just this subject, before I knew what I know now a long time ago. Little walks of life. So on that note, I'm going to switch off. Well, turn to something else to see now hacking everything I own. So you can just go and do one.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Ops full. Yeah, sure, Jesus. Lived a perfect 33 years. Was crucified. Cross for our sins. Buried in a tomb for 3 days. And rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ. Known him by another name. Amen. So, guys, today is July 5th. In that kid's video, the number's 47. Yeah, he's got a 47 tattooed on his face. Of course, July 4th can be written 7-4 or 4-7. And the alleged gunman really had a 47. Freemason compass is also set 47 degrees. But, you know what? I could get that out of the way real quick. That's actually part of what I want to talk about. But you know what? I'll wait. I want to show you. Look. I already got it pulled up for you. Got the 47 right there. And it's all about that. But yeah, the 4th of July, Akron 31, Obama 31, 27, Ritual 27, body cam to the fact that it was on 7. Mason compass is set to 47 degrees. The word beast equals 47. We're going to be tying this whole thing to the beast authority. Thema. Geschafft, du Dinge unterzeigt und verhindert.
So lange im Auto sitze.
Surveillance photo of the accused gunman taken moments after the shooting.
Update?
So Reno's mother has been at the center of some police contact over the last few hours. Overnight, with a
SWAT team, and today
we found this mailbox. Listen to her. That mailbox under a blue seal.
the suspect's mother is
Confrontation with police. The video showed
SWAT teams standing on
as she shouts and makes gestures very big. Bobby Reno's mother, Denise Messina.
so as a male.
This is another address. This address, UPS about 3 blocks away from that.
Is
Mailbox the subject of a police investigation. CBS investigators found the entire UPS store
been locked and closed by police order.
but can enter or access their mailboxes. It's the only store with such a sign in this small strip mall.
Mailbox we found come
The mother is partially blocked by a cardboard box. Over by police support this UPS store. We are trying to get an answer from police about that mailbox. We're still waiting for a response.
Dave Savini.
Investigators back here.
Okay, Dave, thanks very much.
Let me show you why the 47 is so important. In addition to the fact that it was on 7-4, the Freemason compass, 47 degrees. The word beast equals 47. And we're going to be tying this whole to the beast. Authority is 47. Vatican is 47. All right? Authority. Government, beast, 47 degrees, got the 4-7 face, and this is the alright.
How do you know it's the right one? There's only one version of the Bible.
Okay, stop torturing bloody demons. Bunch of assholes. Say you stop fucking torturing me. See my bluntness. Keep changing frequencies on me, so demonic. Yeah. This is a military operation where they deny our services that I pay for, you tickets. Tell me what other target individual goes I through. Yeah? Come in and chat what I can, yeah. Well, you don't get hacked. Wayne Morris in Australia. Why don't you get hacked? Play your computer games, yeah? They're messing about my audio now on the computer, on the phone, on the main internet.
I'm positive that they live in a very nearby house. I think I know the one. And they sorry, this goes a bit loud. Oh, I didn't have my mic down either. I think we're monitored in 8-hour shifts as well, you know, by these people. Say there's a team of 2 or 3 on
They
it
get put together, dude. You know? You're putting your face on the internet where you work, randomly harassing. If I put it together in a montage of you harassing people, do you know you'll be fired within 3 seconds? They won't even fucking ask twice. They'll see your face, they'll see you fucking with people outside. You're done.
They certainly
learn how to fucking behave in society, you violent goddamn loser. Be a decent, civilized person. Don't do this shit to innocent people in public. Stop being a panda fucker. Get your shit together. Gang stalking isn't happening. Learn to fucking read books. There are fucking rectangle objects with pages and words. And don't make me hold you accountable. Don't make society hold you accountable, because they will. You don't get to do whatever you want on this planet. You have a lot of rights and freedoms in the U.S., but you don't get to do shit like this. You don't fucking record customer plates when you're on the clock. You don't fucking mock them. You don't insult them and call them gang stalkers while you're punched in. You're an irresponsible fucking scumbag. You're unfit for society. And you keep telling people, yeah, come say it to my face, bro. You're not fucking tough, dude. People can legally carry handguns in this country. You put your hands on somebody, they can legally end your life. And they will. That's called self-defense, which is legal in this country. Stop being a scumbag, dude. Knock it off. Grow the fuck up.
Just parked everywhere.
I should. Video about me. Night Tiger, the Jedi Demon Slayer. Just, he streamed 40 minutes about me, and everybody in the chat was calling me a keyboard warrior. And I'm sitting there the whole time, hi, let's talk in voice. Hi, voice chat, voice. Yet I'm a keyboard warrior. I'm the only one asking to get voice chat, dude. How am I a fucking keyboard warrior when I'm actually a voice warrior? Because I want to talk in voice and you're not getting in voice. Anyway, so there's Jiffy Lube Corporate. Just letting you know, dude, it's going to happen. So you should have probably not made all these videos. During this guy's stream here, and here's the video. Stop. Insignificant, cowardly, pathetic demon nerve gorilla in this place. So he kept asking during his stream, how the hell did Nerve Gorilla find out which store I worked at? Well, let's see. Boo! You record police officers, right? This is your video, right? You following me, dude? All right, let's see if you can follow this logic. So I'm watching the video, and I see somewhere around here, oh, he recorded video of a police car. And what does that say? Does it say Havenford Township? So there's this thing called maps.google.com. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Google Maps before. And you type in, I don't know, you type in something like township, right? Township from Minneapolis, township. Was that Havenport Township? Or yeah, so I've never heard of that before. Havenford Township. And of course, you take videos of yourself with a Jiffy Lube shirt. And I heard a guy yell at you, so you work at Jiffy Lube? So I looked, wow, that was hard. It's right there. So before I said, oh, that's where he works, you know what I did? I looked at a few more of your videos, and I kind of looked at the surroundings, things like this. You recorded video, pointing out the window, pointing back in, like this one right here. You can see outside. Yes, right? So you record video. Okay, so there's right there. You see a video. All right, so all you got to do to make sure that it's you, you drop a little guy and you say, hey, wait a minute. You say, whoa, wait a minute. That looks kind of similar. So you go like this, and you got your video on the right there, and then you got your Google Maps over here on the left. See how it works? And then you can do side-by-side comparisons. You can be like, wait a minute, that sign looks pretty similar. And those houses over there, look, I mean, the billboard's in the right place, the houses are in the right place. This is where the guy works, for sure. Yeah, so I keep telling you, TIs, and it's good information, stop recording video of your face, stop recording where you work, stop recording video of you driving your car to and from work, stop putting all this personal information on the internet, because people can find out where you live, where you work, contact your fucking boss, contact corporate, show them how you've been treating people out in the world. People have been fired for less, dude. If you value your job and you're a decent member of society, you wouldn't do this stuff, dude. Stop calling people gang stalkers. It's not happening. You're accusing innocent people of nefarious shit. And so I'm doing the due diligence. You're actually threatening people, dude. I downloaded your entire channel. You think I'm fucking joking, dude? You think I'm joking? You see what this is right here? This is every single one of your videos. See the names? Amazon. Look at how many fucking videos you've made, dude. You think I don't know what I'm doing, asshole? Look at this. You've made 619 videos, 28 gigabytes of video. I have them all on my hard drive. So if you delete them right now, I'll still have them. And in each video, I'll double click one of them. There's lots of video of your face. I can sort by the size. This is your biggest video.
If you got cook.
Nice. Look at this. Nice, clear video of your face so your employer can say, yeah, that's the guy. They can put it together, dude. You're putting your face on the internet where you work, randomly harassing. If I put it together in a montage of you harassing people, do you know you'll be fired within 3 seconds? They won't even fucking ask twice. They'll see your face, they'll see you fucking people outside, you're done. Learn how to fucking behave in society, you violent goddamn loser. Be a decent, civilized person. Don't do this shit to innocent people in public. Stop being a panda fucker. Get your shit together. Gang stalking isn't happening. Learn to fucking read books. They're fucking rectangle objects with pages and words. And don't make me hold you accountable. Don't make society hold you accountable, because they will. You don't get to do whatever you want on this planet. You have a lot of rights and freedoms in the U.S.
Now, the alleged gunman in that mass shooting in Chicago is believed to have dressed as a woman to make his escape. Police confirmed that he had planned the attack and legally purchased 2 rifles.
The chairs, the toys, the flags, the bits and pieces of a family day out left behind as a community who had gathered to mark their Independence Day, instead ran for their lives. Beyond the cordon, everything is as it was, as investigators piece together this awful day. From a rooftop, the gunman fired more than 70 rounds into the crowd, his community, at random. Among those there then, Warren Freed, here carrying his son to safety. They made it, but he, his wife, and his twins are clearly deeply shaken by what they saw and survived.
I saw everyone go, congregate ahead of me, and then bang, 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 bang. Active shooter, run, run, run. People not knowing how to react, how to respond. Just a state of fear, of not knowing if it's real or not. My wife picked up my daughter, I picked up my son, and we just ran to the car away from the scene as far as possible. But you could see people just...
What's being done to us, or tried on us at least, isn't working. And it isn't working and won't work, because what we're being pushed to accept as the new world makes no sense. The supposed utopia we're being promised, or rather having rammed down our throats, is one in which there is no universal truth, no absolute and trusted truth, but only personal truth that trumps all else. There are to be no facts, like those observed by biologists, just as a for instance, and only feelings based on personal preferences that change from day to day. It will be a world in which we might have no inalienable rights, rights we're born with, just permissions granted one by the state, and then only if we do as we are told and do without cars and warm homes and eat our bugs and fake meat and take our medicine on demand. It's a world in which 2 + 2 might equal 5 if some faceless, unelected bureaucrat says it does. And if any of us says no, 2 and 2 always and only equals 4, then our bank accounts won't give us any money until we accept our arithmetical and moral error. It's a world that makes no sense and that will not work, not for the likes of you and me. It will benefit the few, but it won't work for the billions. In the world of before, some of us had tried to learn to treat our fellow citizens as equals and to judge them only by the content of their characters. In the new world, we're to be born stamped and cursed with the sins of our ancestors, or burdened with the yoke of oppression that was borne on the shoulders of those that went before. And above all else, we are absolutely to judge and be judged by the...
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph, Quick and Simple Gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the 3rd day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone by another name. Amen. So guys, as most of you know, huge news today. CERN has gone full power with the Large Hadron Collider. Alright, this article here from CNN, CERN's Large Hadron Collider fires up for 3rd time to unlock more secrets of the universe. This article from today, July 5th. Alright guys, so we've talked a lot about CERN lately, and I figured we would go over it one more time, put all this together in one short little video, something here that you can share with your friends and family, social media, anywhere you can get it out. And I'm going to show you guys exactly why the ritual took place today and show you all the numbers connected to this ritual. Alright guys, so we're going to break this down all by the numbers using gematria, which is simply letters as numerals. And once you learn the simple code of coding letters into numbers, you can see right through the scripted coded news every day. So, first things first guys, in gematria, CERN ritual is a perfect match to Antichrist across the board in every cipher. Alright? Check out the overlap between CERN ritual, Antichrist, and Revelation. They're all the same across the board, right? So, there's no doubt the CERN ritual is an Antichrist ritual. They're about to crown the Antichrist, who I believe is Barack Obama. Alright? And thank you to Stephanie for sending me this one. This is her find. Great job. I already knew that Antichrist and Revelation were a perfect match, but I had no idea that CERN ritual is also a perfect match to Antichrist and Revelation. So there's that. Now this information was sent to me by Nico. So shout out to Nico for this part. Today, July 5th, is exactly 1,086 weeks after 9/11/01, the day the towers fell. Alright? 1,086 weeks and 0 days, so very, on the nose, not 1 day extra. Okay? Check it out, guys. Large Hadron Collider equals 1,086. Like 1,086 weeks. That's a very specific number, guys. The odds of that being a coincidence are astronomical. And we're talking about the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. So, huge information. Thank you to Nico. Amazing find. 1,086 weeks after 9/11/01, Large Hadron Collider, 1,086, Barack Hussein Obama II, that's Obama's full name, it equals 1,086, the beast system, 1,086, all in the same cipher, all the same numerical value, and it's exactly 1,086 weeks after 9/11/01. Now check this out. Fabiola Giannotti is the Director General at CERN. Fabiola Giannotti. Look at this, guys.
It doesn't make sense.
This, guys.
This world of say one thing and do another.
Fabiola Giannotti, 666 and 846, like the fallen angels, equals 666 and 846.
Might be the most egregious example of the New World making no sense, but it's hardly alone. World leaders in the West, for what they're worth, which is absolutely nothing, are reciting from a hymn sheet, singing in perfect harmony about a world made green by ending fossil fuels. Footage emerged this week of Canada's Prime Minister, Blackface Trudeau, and our own Boris Johnson laughing together at the G7 about who had arrived on the smallest jet plane. They were laughing about their uninterrupted use of jet planes because to them the very subject is a joke. It's a joke because for them nothing will change, while for us, the peasants, everything must change. Leaders like Trudeau and Johnson find the advent of this new reality very funny indeed, because it's another opportunity to laugh at us everyday folk, fearful about feeding our families, heating our homes, ever-rising inflation, that sort of thing. Nonsense, or rather the absolute absence of sense, trickles down from on high and puddles around the feet of the gullible and the hypocrites. The Glastonbury Music Festival was the return of the annual pilgrimage of the woke and worthy, fittingly enough at Worthy Farm of all places. It's the gathering all in one place of the hundreds of thousands who think they know best and are ready and able to part with hundreds of thousands of pounds, just to get beyond the high fences and onto the holy ground. Talk about no borders.
Let this soft mineral melt in your mouth to rebuild teeth and gums overnight. Anybody struggling with receding or bloody gums, gingivitis, gum infections, toothaches or decay, bad breath or any type of periodontal issues needs to see this right away. People are fixing their receding gums and decaying teeth just from letting this mineral melt in their mouth just before bed. After months of research, Dental Insider,
Excuse me. you met any other targets over there? There we go. Shit, another one. Bit of dog. No, reload, not pick that up. Yes, I've heard this too. I've heard this too. You mean mental, like mental problems and physical? I've heard that they need counselling and things like this for them, huh? Well, yeah, that's something I've heard. Excuse me. I can't handle it. Right. Can't.
Touch on something that you brought up the last time you were on the Informer, and you touched on corruption in the lower courts and family courts within Australia. But you did say that you had faith in the High Court of Australia. So I wanted to know where the difference comes in. What do you see wrong with the judiciary in the lower courts as compared to the higher courts?
There are so many problems in this country. It's so hard to list them all, but the Family Court of Australia, there have been many reports and many investigations and inquiries. The Australian Law Reform Commission made a review on the Family Court of Australia and it advised for the abolishment of the court. Now that's a huge advice to come from the Australian Law Reform Commission. They want it to be abolished, okay? And the reason why they didn't go too much into that but they did talk about the real failure of process. They called it a failure of process, but I take it a step further. This is a failure of morality. I'm very happy to talk publicly and say that the family court judges are some of the most ruthless people I have met. I am now under attack by the family court and by the family court judges for speaking out in relation to family violence, in relation to the treatment of women in confiscating their children where they are not a risk, for forcing women into economic turmoil by enabling the perpetrators and enabling, I mean, in many cases, enabling the perpetrator father. I know it happens inversely in other cases, but the cases I deal with is obviously violence issues, family violence issues, and sexual abuse issues. The police, even when you reach out to them and they want to help you initially, they get thwarted by the family courts to stop the assistance of women to women. So what ends up happening is in this nation, women are fleeing for their safety with no support. So I have women that I'm taking care of for their safety need. As a woman, I have to take care of the safety of other women. When men, let's say, threaten, in this particular case, the man called me up himself and said a group of men are going to come smash and stab her if she doesn't pull her head in. And he made complete lies about her. We went and reported that to the police, the Victorian police, all the way up to the assistant commissioners, all the way up to the inspectors. And they said this to me: it's my fault. I'm to blame. I'm to blame for taking the call. I'm to blame for everything, apparently. The family court judges restrained me from representing him and said to me that I'm a risk to the child when I've never been around the child. And they're completely protecting this man. The judges are protecting him, independent children lawyers are protecting him, the police are protecting him, and I'm all by myself. I'm also worried for my safety from this man.
But why are they doing this? What do they have to gain by protecting the perpetrators?
The perpetrators they protect usually are very wealthy or have money, and they throw money at the system to legitimize and keep them in their positions.
So this isn't happening in the cases of lower socioeconomic sort of...
No, it's happening as well in there. And then I will say other reasons are this, that these people are filthy. These people enjoy power tripping. These people are actually enjoy hurting women and hurting children. There's so many of them I can't even tell you where to start and where to end. I am completely shocked by this. This truly shocks me to my core. And what I ended up discovering, and I've got this other case at the moment to tell you, and I'm happy to speak publicly about it because the case is public. I'm representing a grandmother in Queensland where the Australian Federal Police, and this is a message to the Australian Federal Police, where the Attorney Generals, where the Commonwealth of Australia are hunting down this woman and prosecuting her because her grandchild she wanted to protect from potential abuse that was occurring to him that he disclosed to the police of potentially his father abusing him. And he was sexually or gross? Sexually. And these disclosures were made, okay, to the police. And now the police have charged her with conspiracy to defeat justice. The Family Court of Australia took the grandchild away from her and put him with the father.
Oh my God.
And now the Australian Federal Police and the Department of Public Prosecutions are prosecuting her. For the last 2 years, she's had a band on her ankle, so to monitor where she goes and where she comes. She's a grandmother who was scared for her child, and this is what this country has become.
Is this systemic within the family court, or is this a matter of a few bad apples in a bunch of...
No, this is a deep crisis of our police force, of child protection units in the police force. The kind of individuals that become and occupy these places are very dark people. I hate to use the word dark, because dark is not a bad thing. Just troubled, brutal, deeply corrupt. And then when you have systems that facilitate and allow and enable, I mean, I'm going from one officer to another, from one, from one judge to another, from one person to another, and it's like I'm dealing with the same individual. They all have hatred, vengeance, vindictiveness, and they just want to cause pain. And they want to enable and help and assist the perpetrators. I'm flabbergasted. I can't even tell you how overwhelmed I am.
Is this sort of corruption happening in the magistrates and the county courts as well, or is it just in the family court?
It's in the Family Court of Australia. It is in the Magistrates Court, not so much in the County Court, not so much in the Supreme Courts, and not so much in the higher courts like the Federal Court. That is not the Family Court. There is a lot more classier space. They're classier spaces that have a little bit more rules and have more processes. What's happened with the Family Court of Australia? It's become a cocoon. They've built a cocoon over themselves and created this sense of privilege and entitlement. And they're all kind of helping each other make money and feed off the misery of people. Okay, that's how they make their money, by feeding off the misery of people. If I was the Chief Justice, and this is Chief Justice Ostergren, I blew the whistle and I said to I'm a whistleblower. You have to treat me as a whistleblower because your judges have gone off their heads. I mean, they are off their heads. They want me to go and it's shocking. I can't even.
On what grounds?
On grounds that I like objective.
Is that not meant to be that you have her best interests at heart and you do everything to protect her as your client?
Yeah, but they've restrained me even from representing her. I mean, it is extremely corrupt. I have never seen anything in my life like this. And she hasn't even looked at the evidence. The evidence is there that there is a recording which clearly states the father was ringing me. I didn't ring him. He rang me up. Okay, and he's saying she's going to certain places and doing things. He's lying about it, which is what we know in Middle Eastern and ethnic cultures. That's called honor killing. When you start shaming women in the community and saying to the men in the community, let's go and stab and bash her and smash her because she's a dishonorable woman, okay, all based on lies. These are very serious allegations. I mean, this still makes me very scared today. Even though the evidence is all there, it's all my fault, apparently.
This particular case, is that their background in terms of religious belief? So that's okay.
But even though that's the background, the Australian courts are supporting the ethnic father. Okay, so there is, this idea that women are protected in this country is a lie. It's a lie. Women are not protected in this country. Children are not protected in this country. We need to get with the plan, okay? There is a lot of risk for vulnerable women in our community. Indigenous vulnerable women are targeted by police. They are targeted, okay? They are targeted by child protection agencies. Ethnic vulnerable women, women who are poorer in Australian communities, they are targeted by our establishments. That's the reality.
So is there anything being done about this corruption, anything that you're doing or that somebody else or another group is doing to expose it, to stop it?
Every time something is attempted, the government thwarts it, okay, and protects the perpetrators, even though the Australian Law Reform Commission, a government body, okay, has said that the Family Court of Australia should be abolished. The previous Chief Justice said there should be a Royal Commission into the Family Court of Australia, and nothing happens, even though voices are coming from the top.
How long ago were those directives given?
Say that again, my dear.
How long ago were those directives given to?
They won't get there was only last year, okay, that the Australian Law Reform
And no
Commission.
steps have been taken.
No steps have been taken. In fact, it's just reinforced the nastiness and the absolute corruption of these judges. Okay, and I'm so happy to come. I mean, let them come and sue me for defamation. I know what I'm saying is correct. I can prove how corrupt they are. So I'm so confident in saying that. I've got hundreds of women who are on my side. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to be launching a People's Commission, not a Royal Commission, but a People's Commission. One that is open for people to come to me and share with me their troubles and information so that I know exactly who are the perpetrators, so that we get right to the bottom of who is causing pain in the bureaucracy of this nation to other people. Okay, I need to name them first. I need to get the data and the information. I've already collated hundreds of documents against these individuals. I want thousands of documents against these individuals. So we will be doing a Royal Commission. Then we're going to do a Section 72 Parliamentary Commission complaint to remove these corrupt judges, to show and demonstrate that our Parliament needs to intervene when the judiciary are out of control. Okay, that's just out of control behaviour. They've got no Evidence Act that they follow. They've got discretionary powers that are completely disproportionate. They can remove children, restrain mothers from seeing their children, restrain fathers from seeing their children without any evidence. They've got powers to have a trial without a jury. Okay, completely unconstitutional right to its core. Okay, and I'll plan on doing a second step, and the third step is High Court challenges. These mothers are desperate for their children back. What is the state and the government doing in interfering in the right of mothers to hold their children, to raise their children? It's an outrage. Okay, this idea that we live in a democratic society is entirely flawed right to its core. You know, it's because people don't see, you know, when you have money and you're kind of plodding along, not thinking of your environment, you can't see, so you don't believe. But for those who've been impacted and touched by these bureaucrats, these filthy bureaucrats, now you speak to them and you see that these people, many people have killed themselves and no one has documented why. A young lady, another organization came out and did the Abby's report, Abby's project, where a young girl who was handed over to her father and she was raped by him for years, she killed herself. This is here in this country. This is not in Afghanistan. This is here. This is happening. Murder and blood on these people's hands is here. So let them not go and cast their opinion on what they think of other cultures, because this culture is the brutal culture.
So I want to touch on two things really quickly before we finish up. There were laws passed back in February that I think it's just a Victorian law that basically gags victims of sexual assault from talking about their experiences. And then there is now talk that there could possibly be a new gag law imposed which would stop victims from being named at all. So it doesn't just stop them from talking about their own story, but it would stop them from doing interviews, writing autobiographies, their families naming them. And we're talking about people like Jill Mark. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on that before we wrap up.
This is exactly the sort of manifestation of these troubled minds and these filthy minds that are actually making decisions to that point. You should not have any laws that muzzle the freedom of speech of people, particularly when they need to talk about their trauma.
Do they not need to protect victims though?
Yeah, they need to protect victims. Of course, what I'm saying is that these laws are muzzling the victims from actually being able to speak, you know, from having a voice, from being able to communicate about what has happened to them, you know? And this is just but a continuation of the problems that I was talking about before. protection of the enablers, protection of their rights, protection of their freedoms at the cost of the desecration and the belittling of the rights of the victim.
So the second one that I talked about obviously hasn't passed yet, the gag law about people's names being mentioned in the press or anything. And if that is passed, it means news articles would be taken down from news sites, books would be taken off the shelves, all of that. Do you think that is something that will make it through the Victorian Parliament?
I think there's going to be huge problems with that law passing, to be honest. Again, this is another type of PSYOP operation like the Section 200A omnibus bill. We're going to try to push people right to the brink, right to their brink, right to the edge of collapse. And we're going to see how much we can push on people to protect perpetrators. I mean, this act, these acts that are passing, they're all about enabling perpetrators to continue to do what they're doing. Okay, and this is fundamentally the problem. When you've got barristers and other people out there who are blindly labelled, let's say, and they can't see the forest from the trees because they're too consumed by the cult thinking. I'm going to subscribe to the cult thinking. They're not actually looking at what is actually happening before them, and what is happening is the degradation of the rights of victims and the enabling of the rights of perpetrators, because there's a lot of bureaucrats that are perpetrators, so they're making laws to protect themselves. Okay, that's the driving force behind it. Okay, because there's too many perpetrators who are in key decisions at the top, and that's why my People's Commission is going to try and get to the bottom of these people. Enough is enough. You can't keep going and brutalising everyone in your path and scaring them off from actually pursuing them. That's why we don't hear a lot of those voices, because they're crushed. Not because they can't speak, it's because they're completely crushed. They've either killed themselves, they become mentally ill, they become completely marginalised by society. There's too many people like that in our society. We can't keep closing our eyes to the trauma, because otherwise we're all going to be traumatised.
Well, Serene, all I can say is whether people agree with you or disagree with you, you are a force to be reckoned with. It has been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us again on The Informer. Serena Tafaha.
So it shows it's going worldwide, taking the kids, keep them abused, trauma-based mind control. Anti-ultra trauma-based mind control. It's all demonic. It's been going on for years.
Two kills. Someone's pitched a tent.
Then you got the demonic entities creating anniversary date of the sun. 666. Yeah.
Hey guys.
And the anniversary 9/11. What happened in America? The Antichrist. It's already here for a long time. It's demonic, isn't it? They tried to break through the fragment dome. Yeah, they're trying to break through the dome, alright?
Oh, hello, trying to kill me or something. Come on then.
Satan is not almighty, is not the creator, and that's it.
Pacific number, guys. The odds of that being a coincidence are astronomical. And we're talking about the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. So, huge information.
Good evening, people. So, excuse me if I look a mess. Today is 4th of July, and we have been swimming.
He's coming out there. No?
Revelation 6.
Here he is.
Jesus only that rapture. Except like Christians, vote when Christians get off the bench.
What the fuck? What was that? Don't look down your sight. I can't stop doing that. I look down the sight no matter how close they are. I can't do that. I've got to get rid of that habit. Do it every time. And my aim's so slow. Anyway, I got a couple of kills. I'll take it. Nothing yesterday. I need to get the kills up. I don't know why these people wear all this shit that makes them bigger though, but whatever. Oh, dude. Wish I went there. Oh.
Hello guys, I have another video I'm doing, and this video is about the eruption, where I saw the horses and all. I'm gonna do a video about this tomorrow, this and this, Egypt. So I should put that in this video too. Because we're in captivity. Okay. Let's see what I'm saying. But it says Jesus is coming soon, so get ready for the rapture. Get ready for the rapture, Jesus. Jesus is coming. Get ready for the rapture. I saw a white horse with a white water with a crowd riding it and a bow and arrow. Then I saw a red horse with a red rider riding it. Then I saw a blue horse with a blue rider riding it. That's it, man. We need to get ready with the rapture, man. We need to get ready.
Okay, we are back. This video is probably gonna be in 2 parts because it's just.
Oh, this is the way the shit talk begin. There we go. Shotgun.
Hello, everybody. We are here today with a very serious message. I cannot stress this enough. You need to repent. You need to turn away from your wickedness. You need to turn away from your evil ways. I'm telling you. The Lord is coming. He is coming any day now. The Battle of Armageddon is coming, which is the end time war. The Lord told me, He shared with me last night in a vision that, and the reason why you see these cords and stuff behind me like that, I'm in my prayer closet and I am in the presence of the Lord. Some of you may think this is false, that this is a joke, that this is a game. Some of you are saying that you believe, but yet you are lukewarm. You are still on the bench. You are not prophesying. You're not preaching. You're not sharing the good news with other people. But I'm telling you, get serious. This world is about to end. We do not have long. The Lord is getting ready to use us in a mighty way. You're either for the Lord or you're against him. Give me 1 second. Huh? No, the Holy Spirit told me Matthew chapter 24. Y'all, I'm kind of just stirred up in the spirit right now because I just found out some stuff. My son has been battling the spirit of Legion, which is Ahab. Ahab, which is a demon, has turned his life to Christ.
I am here. I'm in Casey. I know it's helping.
Many of you don't believe. You may think that we are crazy, but the Lord is about to get ready to show you that we are not. I don't care if anybody gets mad. I don't care how you feel. Jesus is real. Quit saying that you believe in Jesus, but yet you rebel against the Lord. Yet you deny his prophets and his prophetess. You don't listen to what the Lord has to say. You will be in the day of judgment. The end of the world is coming. The rapture is coming. Did you just see the blood new moon? Did you just see China's sky turn red? Did you see their river turn red? No man knows the day or the time. Legion, tell them what you know. They have, I'm sorry.
I know about the battle is coming. Prepare, ready. It's nothing that we can. This battle is coming. The West is going to attack on the great seas, and they're going to cross over and go into the land. Ukraine's land, and they're going to attack. And China's going to come to the United States land. They're going to try to attack this land, and then the battle's going to boom. And Jesus is going to poof out and grab his people and separate the demons out of people. I'm a Jesus, so I'm part of the rapture. He's going to set his people apart from the golden sheep. It says that in the Bible. Matthew. That's what we need to do. We need to get in our Bibles and we need to start reading. We need to get the Lord in our life. We need to change our life. We need to let God renew us for the battle of Armageddon. We need to be prepared. I know y'all might not believe. But Jason is in the type secret meeting with the battle of Armageddon. He's going to tell y'all more than I know. I just got in heaven today. I just got let back in because I've been repenting. I fasted for 40 days and I didn't eat nothing for 50 nights. Then I said, no, I will eat nothing for 50 nights or 50 days. Then the Lord put me in his favor. I haven't eaten all day. The Lord put me in his favor. And we need to start repenting. How do you think I got in heaven again? He put me in his favor. I repented. I fasted for 50 days and 50 nights. That's what we need to start doing. Fasting. Fasting is not just, oh God, yeah, I want to be in your favor. It's a key to something. It's a key. It's a key to repenting. Fasting is not just like, I'm not eating this, I'm not eating that. It's repenting. It's repenting. That's what fasting is. Go to the part where Jesus Christ for 40 days and 40 nights. We need to be fasting. We need to be fasting. We need to be fasting. Fasting helps us to repent. We can get fasting is a key. It lets us back into the spiritual realm. It lets us back in curses. She is the bloodline breaker. She's a bloodline breaker. Jason is a bloodline breaker too. We need to start using our power, authority, and fasting, not just regular. We need to fast for the battle of Armageddon comes. The battle is coming. The rapture is coming. It's going to be faster than what you think. God changed the date. I know the Bible says he didn't change his mind, but for what this woman did, she played her ram's horn. This $1 million house, she played her ram's horn on her phone. And her and her son, they were walking back and forth to the house.
Crap, I've got to go. I need that shotgun. Miss. Well, anyhow.
Okay.
There's no clear way.
Sorry, y'all. I actually lost footage because my phone died. But I was talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. She is full of energy. She is strong. She's a hard worker. She makes sure her family has clothes for the winter. She makes sure she has earnings. She earns things. She's well known in the kingdom of heaven, y'all. Her lamp burns late into the night. She extends a helping hand to the poor and she opens her arms to the needy. She keeps warm clothes for her children, for her family, for the winter. She makes her own bedspreads. She dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. She gives instructions with kindness. She is meek. She is humble. She is neat. She is quiet. She is elegant. She is modest. And she has victory over her enemies. She laughs without fear of the future. She is clothed with dignity and strength. Y'all, I'm telling you, the Lord is convicting some of you. And allow him to convict some of you. He's been convicting me of this. And stop watching pornography. Because what you're doing is you're opening yourself up to these spirits, to spirits like Jezebel. These incubus and succubus spirits that come in and have sex with you at night. Those are demons. Those are not wet dreams. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody out there is being tormented in the night. They're being raped. They're being molested by demons. I know I've been there. When I first came over to Jesus, it was trying to happen to me. Pray before you go to bed. Get him involved. Ask him to hide you in the shadow of his wings. The Lord will hide you from you. The enemy will come looking for you and he won't be able to find you because you'll be resting with him. It's true. I do it every night. And I've had dreams where the enemy has been looking for me and I'm right there in his face, but he can't find me because I'm hiding.
You're not tapping me in the Lord your name, Jesus Christ.
Anyhow, it goes on as it says, Jezebel teaches them to commit sexual sin and to eat food sacrificed to the idols, and she refuses to repent. Therefore, I will throw her on a bed of suffering, and those who commit adultery with her will suffer greatly unless they repent and turn from their evil deeds. Y'all, I was almost one of these people who was going to lay on a bed of sickness. This demon will make you sick. This is the demon that causes people to have HIV and have AIDS. This is the demon that causes you to have STDs and causes you to have sickness. But the Lord says that he will rescue us from every trap and protect us from every deadly disease. Turn your life around and give it to Christ. It is not too late. It's not too late. It is not too late. And even if you are sick already, the Lord will heal you and deliver you because those are just demons. Demons carry diseases. Those who commit adultery with her will suffer greatly unless they repent and turn from their evil deeds. I will strike her children dead. Do you understand? If you are following this demon, if you're having sexual sins, if you're having sex before marriage, if you're not honoring the Father and his wishes and what he's asked you to do, then you are her child, and you will be struck dead, then all the churches will know that I am the one who searches out the thoughts and the intentions of every person. The Lord knows your thoughts and your intentions. So when you do things for revenge, he knows your thoughts and he knows your intentions. When your heart is hard, when you lie, when you do things, when you rebel, the Lord knows your thoughts and he knows your intentions. Some of you are thinking about having sex today. Please stop. Stop having sex, y'all. It is important for you not to give your body to just anybody. The Holy Spirit dwells with you. You understand that grieves his spirit when you do this? The wages of sin are death. You could die. I will give to each of you whatever you deserve. The Lord said, if you deserve it, you will get it. But I also have a message for the rest of you in Thyatira, who have not followed these false teachings, deeper truths, as they call them, depths of Satan, actually. So false teachings, which they call deeper truths,